Calm your heart for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly, because there is something you need to hear today, something your soul may have been trying to tell you for a long time. God has not forgotten you. God has not lost your address. God has not ignored your silent tears, your difficult nights, your prayers made in secret. Everything He promised, everything that was prepared for your life is coming your way. You are not abandoned. You are not too late. You have not missed your chance. Heaven is not working against you. On the contrary, there is an invisible movement happening now as you listen to these words. God is aligning people, opening paths, removing obstacles, and preparing something greater than you imagine. Before continuing, say in your heart, I believe that God is preparing my time. Because when you declare it with faith, your soul aligns with what heaven has already decided. Breathe again, slowly. Feel the tension going away. Feel the weight lessening. You don't have to carry alone what God never asked you to carry. There's a difference between fighting alone and trusting in God. And today, God is calling you to rest in Him. Many times, you've looked at your life and thought nothing was happening. It seemed like silence. It seemed like delay. It seemed like distance. But God's silence never means absence. God's silence is preparation. While you cried, God was working. While you waited, God was organizing details that your eyes couldn't see. In Isaiah 40:31, it is written that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. This means that waiting is not a waste. Waiting is spiritual training. God uses time to strengthen your heart before delivering what you asked for. Perhaps you have experienced losses that you didn't understand. Closed doors, people who drifted away, dreams that seemed to die. But listen to this carefully. Not everything that left your life was a loss. Many times it was deliverance. God removes what would prevent you from living what He has prepared. There is prosperity coming into your life. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about peace, about open doors, about opportunities, about growth, about restoration, about a life that flourishes again after a long time in the desert. Because God's prosperity begins within. First, He heals your mind. Then He changes your reality. First, He strengthens your spirit. Then He transforms the environment around you. Do you realize how something inside you has changed lately? You no longer accept certain things. You no longer fit in the same places. You no longer feel pleasure in environments that once seemed normal. This is not confusion. This is spiritual transformation. God is changing your frequency to connect you with that which is greater. There is a level of your life that demands a new version of you. And that is exactly what God is building now. Take a deep breath. Release it slowly. What is yours will not be given to another person. What God has written with your name cannot be stolen. No envy, no injustice, no delay can cancel what heaven has decreed over your life. In Deuteronomy 28, it is written that the blessings of the Lord will come upon you and overtake you. Notice that word, overtake. This means that you don't need to live in despair. You don't need to chase after things in constant fear. What comes from God finds you at the right time. There are people who are tired because they try to control everything. But God never asked for control. He asked for trust. When you try to control time, you lose peace. But when you surrender it into God's hands, your heart rests. And perhaps that is exactly what God wants to teach you now. Resting is also faith. There is a silent prosperity beginning to be born in your life. Perhaps still small, perhaps invisible to the eyes, but already real in the spirit. A new opportunity, a new cycle, an important encounter, an unexpected answer, a door that seemed impossible. God knows exactly how to make things happen. He doesn't depend on human limitations. He doesn't depend on the economy. He doesn't depend on people's opinions. When His appointed time arrives, everything starts to move. And you will realize this. There will be a day when what seems distant today will begin to happen quickly. The right conversations will arise. Paths will open. Fear will diminish. Clarity will arrive. You will feel a different peace within yourself, as if your soul finally understands that God was in control all along, because He was. Perhaps you have asked, God, why is it taking so long? But God's timing is not delay. God's timing is protection. If He delivered certain things sooner, perhaps they would destroy you. That's why He works on your inner self first. God doesn't deliver great promises to unprepared hearts. And look at everything you've overcome so far. The pain that almost broke you, the nights you thought about giving up, the moments when no one knew what you were feeling. Even so, you persevered. Even wounded, you didn't completely abandon your faith. This shows that God sustained you the whole time. You didn't get this far alone. Now listen to this calmly. Your harvest is approaching. Everything you planted in tears, in prayer, in silent faith is beginning to bear fruit, perhaps not in the exact way you imagined, perhaps not in the time you wanted, but in the perfect way God prepared. There is a difference between human haste and divine acceleration. Haste generates anxiety. God's acceleration generates peace. When God begins to act, you feel it. Your heart calms down. Your soul understands. Hope returns without explanation. It's as if something inside you says, now it will happen. And it will. You are entering a new time, a time of reconstruction, a time of prosperity, a time of answers, a time of open doors, a time to live what seemed impossible. But to live this new time, you need to let go of the weight of the past. Don't carry old pains into the new place God is preparing. Don't turn old wounds into identity. Your past doesn't define your future. God is an expert in new beginnings. He takes broken stories and transforms them into testimonies. He takes weary people and gives them strength. He takes impossible scenarios and creates miracles where no one believed. Maybe today you still don't see everything clearly. Maybe there are still doubts. But true faith is not born from what the eyes see. Faith is born from trust in God, even when everything seems silent, and heaven continues to work in silence. While you listen to this message, something is being aligned. God is moving situations that you cannot perceive. There is a preparation happening behind the scenes of your life. A door is being prepared. An opportunity is being formed. An answer is coming. A blessing is finding its way. And when it arrives, you will understand why so many things needed to happen before. Take another deep breath. Feel that peace entering your heart. You no longer need to live dominated by anxiety. God is already in the tomorrow you fear so much. Even before you arrive, He has already prepared a way out, provision and direction. Nothing takes God by surprise, and what He has decided to do in your life cannot be stopped by men. If God says yes, no closed door remains closed. If God decides to honor you, no one can stop Him. If God determines prosperity over your life, even improbable paths begin to cooperate. Because when God blows, everything changes. Maybe today you have little. Maybe you are tired. Maybe there are bills, worries, and insecurities. But don't let the present moment make you forget God's faithfulness. Today's scenario does not define the end of your story. God is still writing unexpected chapters. Abundance is coming to your home. Restoration is coming to your family. Healing is coming to your mind. There is direction coming into your life. There is prosperity coming into your hands. But above all, there is peace coming into your heart. And peace is the sign that God is near. Now declare within yourself, I trust in God's timing. I receive what God has prepared for me. God's prosperity reaches my life. Nothing can stop the Lord's plans. What is mine will arrive in due time. Take a deep breath. Release it slowly. You have just aligned your heart with a powerful spiritual truth. God continues to work even when you don't see it. Never think that your prayers have been forgotten. No tear has gone unnoticed before. Heaven, God heard every word spoken in silence. He saw your hidden pain. He saw your strength when no one else noticed. And that is exactly why the reward will come. Because God honors those who remain steadfast, even when weary. The coming days may bring unexpected signs, small changes, important conversations, new opportunities, a different feeling inside you. Don't ignore it. Often God begins with small movements before revealing big answers. Everything begins in the invisible. The seed grows first underground before appearing on the surface. And perhaps it's exactly like that with your life now. Something is already growing even if you can't see it yet. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust God, because what is yours is coming. The prosperity that God has set aside for you is coming. The answer you prayed for is coming. The new season is coming. Restoration is coming. Peace is coming. And when it all happens, you will look back and realize that God never abandoned you for a second. He was guiding every step.